you ever wonder what your future holds once you reach 65? Every birthday celebration becomes more meaningful, and the reality is that your body is already sending you signals about how many more celebrations you might enjoy. Some individuals, in their mid-60s, remain energetic, mentally sharp, and bursting with vitality, while others begin experiencing a noticeable decline, confronting health challenges and persistent exhaustion. The distinction often lies in several crucial indicators, subtle yet powerful signs that can provide insight into what your coming years might look like. In this comprehensive exploration, we'll examine 7 key indicators that can reveal how many years you might have ahead after reaching 65. These aren't arbitrary claims or unfounded beliefs. They're based on established patterns that scientific researchers and medical professionals have consistently observed in individuals who enjoy extended, healthy lives well into their advanced years. By the conclusion of this discussion, you'll have gained valuable knowledge about what specific signs to look for in your own physical condition and lifestyle choices, and more significantly, what proactive measures you can implement to maximize your potential for living longer while maintaining better health throughout those additional years. Stay engaged until the end, because you might be overlooking minor details that could substantially impact your future quality of life and longevity. Once you recognize these indicators, you'll have formed a clearer understanding of your current position and what adjustments might be necessary to potentially add quality years to your lifespan. Now let's delve into these crucial longevity indicators that could change how you approach your daily life. Indicator 1, your movement fluidity. Among the most reliable predictors of how many years you might have ahead after 65 isn't concealed in your genetic makeup, medical history, or even nutritional habits. It's something far more fundamental: how smoothly and confidently you move. Research has consistently demonstrated that individuals who maintain fluid, coordinated movement patterns in their mid-60s and beyond typically enjoy longer lives than those who experience significant mobility declines. This correlation exists because movement quality is directly connected to overall physical condition, muscular integrity, cardiovascular efficiency, and even cognitive function. Consider 2 individuals, Thomas and Michael, both 68 years old. Thomas moves with purpose every evening, maintains consistent coordination, and navigates daily activities with ease, whether descending staircases, reaching for objects on high shelves, or participating in community gatherings. His movements remain coordinated, balanced, and self-assured. Michael, conversely, though once physically active, has experienced noticeable deterioration in his movement quality over recent years. He struggles with previously simple tasks, requires frequent rest periods, and occasionally feels unsteady during routine activities. While Thomas's movement patterns suggest his physiological systems continue functioning efficiently, Michael's declining mobility might indicate his overall health is deteriorating. Compromised movement isn't merely an inevitable aspect of aging. It potentially signals underlying issues such as diminished muscle integrity, circulatory insufficiency, or even early neurological changes. Your physical mobility represents your foundation, and when movement patterns begin deteriorating, your overall resilience often follows suit. The encouraging aspect is that movement quality represents something you can enhance with consistent effort. The more you engage in purposeful physical activity, the more likely you are to maintain functional capacity. If you've noticed your movements becoming less fluid, don't dismiss these changes. Begin making incremental efforts to rebuild strength and coordination, whether through regular walking routines, gentle strength training, or basic mobility exercises focused on maintaining joint health and muscle function. Because ultimately, how effectively you move through daily life can reveal significant insights about how many more years of movement you might enjoy. Indicator 2. your hand functionality. Surprisingly, the dexterity and strength in your hands might reveal more about your future health trajectory than you realize. Scientific investigations have determined that hand functionality represents one of the clearest indicators of overall vitality in older adults. Maintained dexterity and strength suggest robust muscular health, effective circulation, and properly functioning neurological pathways. Conversely, declining hand strength and coordination may serve as early warning signs of muscle deterioration, increasing frailty, and potentially elevated risk for various health complications. Consider Edward, a 72-year-old retired architect who has always maintained his manual dexterity through daily drawing exercises and gardening activities. He continues demonstrating precise coordination when handling small objects and sufficient strength when managing household tasks, like opening containers or carrying shopping bags. Then there's Victor, also 72, who has begun noticing that tasks requiring fine motor control or hand strength, such as manipulating buttons on clothing, writing extended notes, or opening sealed packages, have become increasingly challenging. He attributes these changes to normal aging processes, not recognizing that his diminishing hand functionality potentially signals broader muscle mass reduction, which could increase his vulnerability to falls, injuries, and possibly shortened life expectancy. Your hands reflect your overall physical capacity. If your manual dexterity and strength are diminishing, similar changes are likely occurring throughout your musculoskeletal system. As you lose functional capacity, maintaining independence, regular activity levels, and physical resilience becomes progressively more difficult. Fortunately, you can rebuild and maintain hand functionality through consistent effort. Simple, targeted exercises like manipulating therapy putty, practicing precision tasks with small objects, or incorporating light resistance training can help preserve your hand strength and coordination while supporting broader muscular health. Take a moment to assess your hand functionality if you're experiencing greater difficulty with previously simple manual tasks or notice decreased precision in activities requiring fine motor control. Don't ignore these changes. Your current hand functionality might provide valuable insights about your overall health trajectory in the coming years. If you're finding value in these insights about longevity indicators, I'd love to know you're engaged. Have you ever considered how your everyday movements might predict your future health? Share your thoughts in the comments below by typing "Movement Matters" if you've noticed changes in how you navigate daily activities. Your perspective adds tremendous value to our community. And if you haven't joined our family of health-conscious viewers yet, hit that subscribe button and activate notifications to ensure you receive all our evidence-based guidance for living your longest, healthiest life. Your engagement helps us create more content specifically designed to support your wellness journey. Now let's continue exploring these crucial longevity indicators. Indicator 3, your positional awareness. Proprioception, your body's awareness of its position in space, isn't something most people consider until changes become noticeable, but your ability to maintain physical stability, particularly when standing with minimal support for at least 15 seconds, represents one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Researchers have discovered that individuals with diminished proprioceptive function face higher risks of falls, injuries, and even cognitive decline. Conversely, those maintaining good positional awareness well into their 60s and beyond typically experience longer, healthier lives with greater independence. Imagine two individuals, Catherine and Deborah, both 67 years old. Catherine has consistently prioritized activities, challenging her balance and coordination. She practices yoga 3 times weekly, participates in dance classes, and can comfortably maintain various positions requiring proprioceptive awareness without instability. Deborah, however, hasn't focused on maintaining this aspect of physical function. When attempting activities requiring stable positioning, she immediately experiences instability, necessitating external support to prevent falling. What Deborah doesn't recognize is that this diminished positional awareness isn't merely inconvenient. It potentially indicates declining coordination, muscle strength, and even neurological function. Effective proprioception depends on strong muscular systems, efficient nervous system communication, and healthy brain function. If you're noticing increased frequency of momentary imbalance, feeling unsteady during directional changes, or requiring support from furniture or walls during routine activities, these changes warrant attention. The promising aspect is that proprioceptive function can improve through targeted effort. Simple exercises like practicing single-leg standing for gradually increasing durations, walking in heel-to-toe patterns, or engaging in guided movement practices like Tai Chi can help rebuild stability and positional awareness. Try this simple assessment: stand comfortably and then raise one foot slightly off the ground. Can you maintain this position for 15 seconds without significant struggle? If this proves challenging, don't become discouraged, but recognize this as an area deserving focused attention. The more you develop your proprioceptive awareness today, the greater stability and confidence you'll likely maintain throughout your coming years. Indicator 4. Your rest quality. How effectively you sleep at night reveals substantial information about your potential longevity. Sleep isn't merely about rest. It's when your body conducts essential repairs, strengthens immune responses, and clears potentially harmful substances from brain tissues. Research indicates that individuals over 65 who consistently experience high-quality sleep tend to enjoy longer, healthier lives, while those struggling with disrupted sleep patterns face higher risks of cognitive decline, cardiovascular conditions, and compromised immune function. Consider two individuals, William and Charles, both 69 years old. William maintains consistent sleep habits, typically achieving approximately 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted rest nightly, and awakens feeling refreshed and mentally clear. Charles, conversely, experiences fragmented sleep, frequently waking throughout the night, sometimes lying awake for extended periods and often struggling to initiate sleep despite feeling physically tired. Over time, William's physiological systems continue functioning optimally. His cognitive function remains sharp and his energy levels stay consistent throughout the day. Charles, however, begins experiencing mental fogginess, daytime fatigue, mood fluctuations, and even changes in metabolic indicators, all potentially linked to his deteriorating sleep quality. If you frequently awaken during the night, have difficulty maintaining sleep, or consistently feel exhausted despite spending adequate time in bed, these patterns deserve serious attention. Compromised sleep quality potentially connects to various factors: psychological stress, dietary choices, insufficient physical activity, or even undiagnosed conditions like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome. The encouraging news is that sleep quality often responds positively to targeted interventions. Simple modifications, like reducing screen exposure before bedtime, establishing consistent sleep schedules, ensuring appropriate morning light exposure, or avoiding heavy meals during evening hours, can significantly improve rest quality. Quality sleep isn't merely about feeling rested. It's fundamental to maintaining optimal physical and cognitive function as you age. Tonight, pay particular attention to your sleep experience. If you consistently wake feeling unrested, struggle. Maintaining sleep throughout the night or notice your sleep patterns have changed significantly in recent years, consider implementing strategic adjustments. The quality of rest you achieve today may significantly influence how effectively your body and mind function in the years ahead. Indicator 5. Your nutritional engagement. Your relationship with food after 65 represents one of the strongest predictors of potential longevity. Maintaining healthy appetite patterns and consuming well-balanced nutrition helps preserve physical strength, support immune resilience, and sustain energy levels throughout daily activities. Conversely, diminished nutritional interest or inconsistent eating patterns may signal underlying health concerns and potentially accelerate age-related changes. Consider two individuals, Elizabeth and Patricia, both 71 years old. Elizabeth approaches mealtimes with enthusiasm, consistently incorporates diverse whole foods into her diet, and maintains stable body composition. She enjoys planning and preparing nutritious meals and maintains consistent energy throughout her daily activities. Patricia, however, has noticed progressive decline in her appetite. She frequently skips meals, relies heavily on convenience, foods with minimal preparation requirements, and has experienced unintentional weight reduction over the past several months. What Patricia doesn't recognize is that her diminishing nutritional engagement isn't simply a minor change. It potentially indicates her body isn't processing nutrients efficiently, which could compromise muscle integrity, metabolic function, and even immune response capacity. Decreased appetite in older adults frequently correlates with underlying health considerations, including digestive system changes, hormonal fluctuations, or even early indications of cognitive alterations. When nutritional intake becomes insufficient, the body begins catabolizing muscle tissue, leading to increased weakness, greater frailty risk, and heightened vulnerability to falls and illness. If you've noticed changes in your relationship with food, whether experiencing early satiety, reduced interest in previously enjoyed foods, or unexpected weight changes, these shifts warrant attention. Maintaining proper nutrition after 65 isn't merely about satisfying hunger. It's about providing your body with essential nutrients required for optimal function. Focus on incorporating diverse, nutrient-dense whole foods, maintain adequate hydration, and don't dismiss a declining appetite as inconsequential. These changes might represent your body communicating important information about underlying conditions requiring attention. Reflect honestly on your current nutritional patterns. Do you still approach meals with interest and enjoyment? Are you consuming sufficient protein, fiber, and essential nutrients to support your body's needs? Have you noticed changes in your appetite or energy levels related to eating? Your current nutritional habits directly impact your potential for maintaining independence and strength in the years ahead. Indicator 6. Your stress resilience. How effectively you manage stressful circumstances after 65 can provide significant insights regarding your potential longevity. Chronic stress doesn't merely affect emotional well-being, it compromises immune function, increases cardiovascular disease risk, and potentially accelerates aging processes at the cellular level. Conversely, individuals who develop effective stress management strategies tend to maintain better health, remain more physically active, and preserve cognitive sharpness well into their advanced years. Consider James and Robert, both 74 years old. James encounters challenges like anyone else: unexpected financial pressures, health concerns, family complications, but has developed a composed, methodical approach to managing these situations. He practices regular deep breathing exercises, maintains consistent social connections, and avoids dwelling excessively on circumstances beyond his control. Robert, however, tends to ruminate on stressful situations. He frequently worries about hypothetical negative outcomes, becomes overwhelmed by relatively minor frustrations, and often finds himself caught in patterns of negative thought cycles. Over time, this persistent stress activation takes a physiological toll. His blood pressure measurements increase, his sleep quality deteriorates, and his overall energy reserves diminish. Long-term stress exposure triggers inflammatory responses throughout the body, which research has linked to virtually every major age-related condition, from neurodegenerative diseases to cardiovascular disorders. If you frequently experience tension, irritability, or emotional exhaustion, don't dismiss these experiences as inevitable aspects of aging. Developing effective stress management strategies, whether through mindfulness practices, regular physical activity, breathing techniques, or even incorporating more laughter and pleasure into daily life, can potentially add quality years to your life. Ask yourself honestly, when confronting challenges, do you adapt constructively and move forward? Or do you become consumed by worry and allow stress to dominate your experience? Your capacity for maintaining emotional equilibrium, identifying constructive solutions, and focusing on manageable aspects of situations isn't merely beneficial for psychological well-being. It represents a key factor influencing both how long and how well you might live in the coming years. Indicator 7, your community integration. The quality and depth of your relationships can serve as one of the clearest indicators of potential longevity after 65. Research has consistently demonstrated that individuals maintaining strong social connections, whether through friendships, family relationships, or community involvement, typically experience longer, healthier lives. Social isolation, conversely, correlates with elevated risks for cardiovascular disease, depression, cognitive decline, and even premature mortality. Consider two individuals, Margaret and Josephine, both 76 years old. Margaret maintains an engaged social life. She regularly connects with long-standing friends, participates in community organizations addressing causes important to her, and enjoys meaningful interactions with family members across generations. She anticipates her social engagements, frequently experiences joy through shared laughter, and feels genuinely connected to the people in her life. Josephine, however, spends most of her time in relative isolation. She has gradually lost connection with many friends over the years, and although she has family members, she rarely initiates contact. As time passes, she experiences increasing feelings of disconnection. Her emotional well-being deteriorates, and her overall health begins showing signs of decline. Human connection transcends emotional comfort. It directly influences physical health outcomes. During meaningful social interactions, your brain maintains active engagement. Stress hormone levels typically decrease, and your body releases neurochemicals promoting overall wellness. If you've noticed yourself withdrawing from social activities, avoiding communication opportunities, or spending increasingly extended periods in isolation, consider implementing intentional changes to address these patterns. Maintaining connection doesn't necessarily require constant social immersion. Even modest efforts, reaching out to reconnect with a friend from your past, joining groups centered around shared interests, or establishing habits of engaging in meaningful conversations, can make substantial differences in your health trajectory. The relationships you nurture today don't merely enhance your current quality of life. They potentially contribute to ensuring you maintain better health and experience greater longevity in your coming years. Concluding reflections. Now that you've explored these 7 key indicators, take time for honest self-assessment regarding your current status. Are you navigating life with strength and confidence, or have you noticed subtle changes that might warrant attention and proactive response? The encouraging reality is that most factors we've discussed, your movement quality, hand functionality, positional awareness, sleep quality, nutritional engagement, stress resilience, and community integration, represent aspects you can influence positively through intentional choices. Your future health trajectory isn't predetermined, and the decisions you implement today can significantly impact how many quality years you might experience ahead. If you've recognized areas requiring improvement, don't wait for professional medical intervention before initiating positive changes. Begin today. Incorporate more purposeful movement into your routine. Engage in activities supporting hand strength and dexterity. Practice balance exercises. Prioritize sleep quality. Make nutritious food choices. Develop effective stress management strategies and nurture meaningful social connections. The ultimate objective isn't merely extending lifespan, it's enhancing life quality throughout whatever years lie ahead. Living longer becomes truly meaningful when those additional years include independence, engagement, and well-being rather than dependency, isolation, and suffering. Thank you for joining this exploration of longevity indicators. We sincerely value hearing from our community. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. Have you recognized aspects of your lifestyle that might benefit from increased attention after learning about these indicators? Has this discussion inspired specific changes you're planning to implement? Your experiences and perspectives aren't just personally valuable. They potentially offer inspiration and encouragement to others facing similar circumstances. Every comment you share strengthens our collective understanding and supports others on their health journeys. If you found this information beneficial, please consider becoming part of our growing community by subscribing to our channel. Your participation helps sustain our mission of creating evidence-based content designed to enhance well-being throughout life's journey. We're genuinely committed to fostering a supportive environment where knowledge, experiences, and encouragement flow freely among people committed to living their healthiest, most fulfilling lives at every age. Together, we can transform how aging is experienced, not as inevitable decline, but as an opportunity for continued growth, meaningful engagement, and profound joy. Thank you for your attention and participation. We eagerly anticipate connecting with you again in future discussions about optimizing health and well-being throughout life's journey.